Hey there, my friend. Welcome to the Rustic Songbird podcast. I'm your host, Lydia Walker, and this is episode number 53. I'm going to be talking about the best tips for making great videos. And the reason I wanted to talk about this topic is that a lot of us are staying home right now, and our routines have totally shifted, and we're not meeting in person. A lot of people aren't touring and gigging right now. And so I really believe that this is the perfect opportunity to be creating. And so I want to encourage you with that today, to be creating during this time. And what better way than making video? I know that video is how we're connecting with family and friends right now, and you can connect with people all over the world through the power of the internet. So today I'm going to be talking about my best tips for getting started with video and get you pointed in the right direction. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let's get started. If you've been thinking about making regular videos, but something has been holding you back, I want to invite you to my new workshop called Create Great Videos Workshop. And in this training, I break down the steps of the whole process behind the scenes of filming, editing, and publishing your videos and making a streamlined process for regular video content. This workshop is for anyone, even if you've never made videos before, if you've dabbled but just weren't happy with the results, maybe it felt awkward, or if you're someone who's put videos out here and there but just don't have a plan or a strategy for regular videos, this workshop is for you. It breaks down all of the things that you need to know about the process, and it shows you how you can get started with what you already have. This is an in-depth training with more information than I can fit in just a podcast episode. It is a paid training, and it is worth every penny. I dive deep and give you all the tools you need to get started. So to get all the details and to register for the Create Great Videos workshop, go to rusticsongbird.com/video, video. All right, here we go. We're jumping into the basic tips for making great videos. And I want to talk about kind of what's been going on in my life lately to give you some context, and then also how this came about to be a topic on the show today. So the last couple of weeks have been crazy, huh? I mean, my routine's completely changed. I'm used to seeing people, and all of a sudden we're at home all the time. And I've still been recording podcasts, and I'm so committed to being here for you and putting out new content every single Monday. In the last few episodes, I've actually been in my car, in my mom van, and I'll drive up on a hill because we don't have good signal at my house to do these interview calls. And so I'll drive up on a hill where I have enough signal, and I've moved them from being during the week when I usually have help. You usually have a babysitter, or my mom helps watch my little kiddos. And I've changed it to the weekend or evenings to work around when my husband is home and can take care of the kids. So all that to say, things have shifted dramatically, and we're adjusting to being out of our routine and whatever this new normal looks like. And so in the midst of all that, I've been thinking, how can I help my audience, my listeners, and the people that are following me? How can I help other songwriters during this time? And what are some ways that we can change and kind of pivot what we're doing to impact more people, to inspire people in the midst of all of this? And there's so much bad news going on that I really see the need for more good news, for more good music and messages, and for hope. And so I've been thinking about that, kind of getting ideas and asking people in my Facebook group, on my email list, asking friends of mine, sending messages and saying, hey, what do you need right now? What are you thinking about? What are you struggling with? What questions do you have? And the reason that I came up with this topic for today's episode of making great videos is a phone conversation that I had with a friend last week. And she called me and she said, you know what? I really want to get started making regular videos, but I have no idea where to start. And so she's like, Lydia, teach me all the things. I've seen you posting on your YouTube channel consistently. And she's like, I know you're making videos all the time, so you've probably figured out some of this. And so that got the wheels turning. And I was asking her, okay, well, what are you thinking? Like, what would you want it to look like? And she said, oh, I know that I need good lighting. and I don't really know what equipment I need, but right now might not be the time to buy, so I don't know if I should just hold back on even starting with video. And I said, no, don't hold back starting with video right now. This is actually the perfect time to be educating yourself and learning about making video, experimenting, because guess what? Everybody is at home, they're on their phones, they're looking at Facebook, they're looking at YouTube. I have seen so many music artists that are doing Facebook Lives and Instagram Lives and just concerts from their living room or their kitchen, and it's so heartwarming because they're finding ways to connect with their audience even while staying home. And so I was talking to my friend on the phone and I said, no, now is the time to figure this out. And I said, it doesn't have to be fancy. You don't have to have the best high quality equipment and the most expensive stuff to just get started. Like, you can literally start with what you have. And that is the message that I want to bring to you today. If you've been thinking about doing videos and just haven't started, or you've put random videos out there, let's draw a line in the sand and just say, you're going to go for it. Like, if not now, then when? Like, right now you have more time than usual if you're not commuting. And I don't know, I've been busier than ever with 2 little kiddos, but I know everybody's situation is different and we make time for things that are important to us. And I believe that if we can carve out some time to make those videos and put them out there, it's going to have a bigger effect. And if we're putting out good messages and hopeful messages, the world needs it so badly right now. So that is why I'm here today talking to you about making great videos. And what I mean by great videos is the best that you can with what you have. I'm not talking about perfect videos. Like, you don't have to have all the right things to say and the perfect outfit and your hair done right. Like, it doesn't really matter that much. I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to have it a certain way. We want it to look the best that it can. And that's great, but it's not real life. And I believe that if we show up as we are, that's going to connect with people in a much deeper way than if we have it all together or if we seemingly have it all together, because let's face it, none of us actually do. And so my goal of this podcast today is to encourage you with whatever doubts or things are holding you back. If you've just not had the confidence to put yourself out there, I just did a free challenge, and if you haven't taken it, you can still go take that challenge. It's a 4-day email challenge for songwriters to build your confidence and put your best out there. Not perfection, but to give it your best. So if you want to join that challenge, you still can. You can go to rusticsongbird.com/challenge and join that. It's a 4-day free challenge in your email. I show up in your email for 4 days and just talk about how you can show up at your best. So that's something, if you're interested, you can go sign up for that, and it's totally free. I would love to be in your inbox and just share some good news and some sunshine in the midst of these crazy times that we're living in. Now, I want to talk about my experience a little bit and give you some context. I've made a lot of videos, and as a musician, I've made a lot of cover videos, music videos. I've worked with different producers, and we've done some fancy videos and just smartphone videos, some with different cameras. And so I've got a lot of different types of experiences with video, and I've done a lot of takes. And so I know that usually you don't get the first take exactly right. And I've figured out that it's not the end of the world when that happens. And so I have gotten more comfortable in front of a camera and more confident over time, just realizing that if I show up as my real self, that's going to connect more with people. And I used to use YouTube as just a place to upload my videos and then share it on my Facebook. And that was pretty much all that I used it for. But over the last couple of years, I've gotten committed and consistent posting regular videos on YouTube. And then I learned how to optimize them and be ranking in search to be found and have more views. And that's another topic for another day. But I just want to tell you that I've done a lot of videos. I've edited a lot of my own videos. I've uploaded them to different platforms. I've experimented with different things. And so today I want to break it down really simply to how you can get started with video. And now's the best time to educate yourself, figure it out. And I want to encourage you to start with just what you have. If you have a smartphone, I want you to start with your smartphone. I want you to make a video and post it. That's your first homework. That's your first step. Make a video and post it. It doesn't have to be you singing if that stresses you out. You can just have a video of you talking about your day and say hey to everybody and then post that. But just the action of doing that will get you used to posting your video. And then if you want to take it to the next level, I want to encourage you to go live on Facebook, on Instagram. I want you to go live, and it's super easy. If you haven't done a live video before, let me just walk you through really quickly. You can go to your Facebook, and on your news feed where you would make a new post, you can select live, and it gives you the option to put in a description. So you can say, hey, I'm going to sing this song for you, or whatever you want to do. Say, join me live. And then you click go live, and it does a 3-second countdown. So it lets you know when you're actually live. So it does a 3-second countdown, 3, 2, 1. Then you're live. You do your thing. You play your song. You sing your heart out. And then when you're done, you click end. And then you can post it and share it to your page on Facebook. And people can watch it over. So that's a great option where you don't have to deal with a lot of tech. You're not editing, you're not uploading it and doing a bunch of extra steps. So that's a good way to get your foot in the door with Facebook Live videos. And people are pretty gracious. If they know it's live, like it doesn't really matter if you mess up because they know it's live. So going live on Facebook is a great way to get started doing regular video without a lot of tech or editing, and I would recommend it. So that's another thing that you can do right away to get some experience, to build up your confidence, and to just get started. You can also get instant feedback from people because they can comment and let you know what they thought about your video and with any questions that they have. So Facebook Live is a great way to get started with making video, and you can just simply use your phone. Some more easy tips for getting started making videos are to use natural light. And you can look for a window in your house and maybe have a solid background like a wall. And if you have a camera that you want to use, that's great. You can flip it around to see what you look like, see if there's any shadow on your face, and turn towards the light. You don't want the light to be behind you because then you'll look like a silhouette and it'll not show up as well. So you want the light in front of you. You want your face lit as you're on camera. And if you can see yourself, that helps you know that you're in frame, that you're in focus, and don't let those things freak you out because seeing yourself on camera might be a little uncomfortable, but it's good to make sure that everything looks all right before you sit down and play the song and realize you haven't even been recording it. And I'm speaking from experience. Sometimes I will do the whole song and then realize I never pressed record, or when I thought I did, the camera didn't actually start recording. So you're going to learn some things by trial and error, but I'm hoping that these tips will help you get started and make it a smoother, faster process of learning to make regular videos. So I definitely recommend looking for natural lighting from a window. You can also use a ring light if you want to get fancy. Like if you're doing videos at night or you want a more diffused lighting, then you can use a ring light. I have one that I use for some videos, but a lot of times natural light through a window is going to be just fine. So don't worry about the quality as much as what you're putting out there. You really need to be focusing on what you're saying, on what you're singing, and that will come across even if it's not super fancy. So I like to say start simple and get fancy later. And also another thing, when you are trying to figure out what to say and how to come across on video, it might help to talk like you would to just one person. Like picture talking to a friend and what you would say to them in a conversation, and talk that same way on video, because when people are watching videos, it's usually just one person at a time. So one thing that I see a lot of people do on video is saying, hey everyone, hello everyone, but when one person is watching it, it seems kind of weird, right? So just say something like, hey, thank you for watching this video. This is the song that I'm going to do. I hope you enjoy it. Something quick is good. So then you're not going on and wondering if you're even coming across. So I do think short and sweet is the way to go. As far as a cover video specifically, since I'm talking to musicians on this podcast, for a cover song, I will do a quick intro, and it usually sounds like, hey, I'm Lydia Walker from rusticsongbird.com, and in this video I'm going to do a guitar cover or a ukulele cover of this song, and I hope you enjoy it. Then I play the song, and then at the end of the video, I usually wrap up and I say, thanks so much for watching this. Please subscribe. If it's for my YouTube channel, I'll say subscribe to this YouTube channel for even more covers like this coming soon. And click the like button, share it with a friend who needs to hear this song today. So something simple like that could help you as you're trying to figure out what to say and also just keeping it short and sweet. Now, we talked a little bit about using your smartphone, and you can definitely start with that. I got a phone tripod on Amazon for like $20, and I use that a lot for Facebook Lives and for doing cover videos, so just a phone tripod. And you can maybe even find a used one, or if you know somebody that has one, maybe borrow it. So that's easy, and you can get started doing that without having a big fancy tripod. Or if you have a regular camera, you could get a tripod for that and set it up. But I want you to be able to get started with what you have. So literally, I've made makeshift tripods. Sometimes you just start with a stack of books or with a webcam, or like whatever you have is good enough to get started. And so I don't want the equipment to hold you back, because you can get all the fancy equipment and still not know what to say and still not have experience. And so I want you to get that experience with what you have, and then your equipment can grow with you. Like, get fancy later on. As far as video editing, if you are making a video on a camera that you'll be uploading to YouTube, let's say, then you can use free software for basic video editing. Don't get freaked out at this either. I would recommend using iMovie on Mac computers or Windows Movie Maker. If you don't have a Mac computer or don't have access to iMovie, I started on Windows Movie Maker way back in the day before I used iMovie. And so there's different free softwares that you can use. Those are some of the basic ones. And for editing, I just do basic editing, trimming the beginning of the video, the end of the video, and then I'll add any titles or transitions. And then from that editing software, I'll export it and save it, so then I can upload it to YouTube. So the next step after you've made your video is to upload it to YouTube. And if you don't have a YouTube account already, I would recommend that you set one up. Maybe you've just watched videos on YouTube, or maybe you have one but haven't really set it up. So make sure you have a YouTube account. You can sign in with a Google email address if you already have a Google account, and get started with your YouTube channel. And I recommend that because so many people, literally millions of people, are watching YouTube, and they can find you and find your video and build your audience based on the style of music that they like and the songs they're looking for. So it's a great way to get connected with people, get more views than just sharing it on your Facebook. So I do recommend uploading it to YouTube. And I mentioned earlier some of my videos on YouTube, and when I started doing regular videos, I realized that I was being found in search, and some videos were getting tons of views, and then other videos weren't getting any views at all. And it wasn't based on the quality, because some of them were great, like high production music videos, but people weren't searching for them. And then I had one video that was a ukulele cover of Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and it got 100,000 views, and I hadn't barely even shared it. And so I was like, where are these views coming from? And so I did some research. I went in the analytics and looked at where the views were coming from, and I was being ranked for one of the tags. So if someone searched on YouTube, Somewhere Over the Rainbow ukulele, my video was coming up first, and it was getting a ton of views. It had been on a playlist, and so it got a lot of views that way, and I had no idea until it had a bunch of views. And so I thought, wow, what if I could do that for all my videos? What if I could optimize them to be able to rank and be found in search, even if people don't know me as the artist. And so I use a tool called TubeBuddy, and that has really helped me optimize my videos. They give you a lot of extra tools that you can use right on YouTube's website. It's added tools, and you can look up the tags and see if it's a good tag. And you can do research on the videos before you even make them to make sure that it's going to be a good topic. So if that's something you're interested in as far as making videos and then being found in search, you can get that. It's a free Google Chrome extension. It's called TubeBuddy. And if you want to try it out for free, you can go to tubebuddy.com/Lydia, and you can download it absolutely for free. They have paid options as well, but the free version is great. And that's what I got started with. So I would recommend it. I still use them today, and I use them to schedule my YouTube videos, and they have a lot of great bulk editing features and stuff like that. So go check it out, tubebuddy.com/Lydia to get started. And I just want to encourage you that if this seems like a lot, there's so much to learn, but I feel like we're always learning. Like we never truly arrive at a point where we know all the things. Like we have to test and figure out what works and then do more of that. And another thing that helped me, since I was talking about my YouTube channel and building up views that way, another thing that helped was to look at my top 10 videos. After I had some videos built up, I would look back at which ones had the most views, the most comments, the most connection with the audience, like what were people really enjoying. And sometimes it will surprise you. You will think, wow, why did that video get a ton of views? But a lot of times it's just that realness and that honesty and just showing up as you are. And so, hey, it might be a bad hair day, but that video ended up getting thousands of views. Great. So it might surprise you, but those videos that you might not expect will probably get more views than the fancy, like seemingly perfect videos. And so I went back in my analytics, I looked at my top 10 videos, and then I figured out themes and what people were searching, what was ranking well for my channel. And then I was able to make decisions based on that of what videos to do more of and to do similar type things that were already successful on my channel. And now when I post a YouTube video, I post regularly every week, and I just now got in review, my channel got in review for monetization, and that's been a long time coming. I've been on YouTube since 2007 when I first started posting random videos, and then I've been posting regular videos the last couple of years and uploading regularly, optimizing them, and it does take a lot of watch time to finally get monetized with their new rules, but my channel's under review for monetization, so I'm excited for that milestone, and just looking forward to what's to come with my channel growing over time and connecting with people through video. And so I see the opportunity there. People are searching for everything under the sun on YouTube, and from there, it can be hosted and uploaded on YouTube. Then you can share it to your Facebook. You can share it to all the social media sites. You can share it to Facebook, Twitter. I share mine to LinkedIn as well, and I use hashtags that people might be searching for similar music. And so I've got some strategies in place that I'm just testing different things, seeing what works, and then doing more of that. So that's definitely been a constant theme for me. And for you getting started, I just want you to know that there's lots of options and there's also lots of opportunity. And so if you've been thinking like everything's already been done, there's plenty of other people out there that are singing, so why me? Listen, your voice is unique to you. Nobody else in the world is exactly like you. Nobody else has your exact perspective or your background or your unique sound and style. And so you have so much to give. And the reason I'm so excited about this is that I want to see more good music out there. I want to see people encouraged and inspired, and there's plenty of like so-so songs out there. I don't know if you've ever been like listening to a song on the radio and you think, how did that song get on the radio? Right? It's because they wrote it and they recorded it and they pitched it and somebody picked it. It doesn't mean it's the best song that it could be. But I see a lot of musicians who are perfectionists and hold themselves back because I think we're our own worst critics, and we think it has to be just right before we put out anything, but then we never start. We never even put out a video because we don't think it's good enough. And how do you think it gets better? By doing it, by practicing, by putting out videos. Like on my YouTube channel right now, I just went over 450 uploads, and they're not all great videos, but I'm getting better at videos, and I'm doing them in fewer takes now, and I know more clearly what I want it to be like because of practice. And so you do get better with time, and so I want to just tell you, give yourself some grace. If you're just starting and you haven't done a video before, don't expect it to be perfect, but that's okay. It's actually the best way to get started, of knowing it's not going to be perfect, and just put it out there anyway. So start with what you have and just go for it. I want you to show up as you are, because that's what the world is craving right now. We want something real. We want something that relates. We want something that inspires. And so your message and your voice is needed right now. So don't hold back anymore. Now is the time to be creating, to be making songs, making videos, putting them out there, and sharing them with the world. And so I'm here as a voice in your head, as you're listening to me. I'm here rooting for you and cheering you on, and I believe that you can do this. And so I want you to believe that as well. If you're listening to this entire podcast, listen, you can do this. I believe in you, and you just have to believe in yourself to get started. And if you haven't taken that challenge I mentioned earlier, definitely check out the Confident Songwriter Challenge. And that's at rusticsongbird.com/challenge to get started. It's an absolutely free challenge, but I share some inspiring mindset about putting yourself out there for the first time, and talk about having a presence on social media and how to get started sharing and what to say and things that can build your confidence. And so take that challenge if you haven't already. And the workshop that I'm doing coming up is something that we can dive deeper into all of these topics, and I can answer your questions on video and how to go about that, all the different options you have. But in this podcast, I wanted to give you just the basics and my best tips for getting started making great videos, because I believe you can do it, and I want to see you follow through and actually make the videos, post the videos, share them with the world, because we're literally making history right now. And documenting this time in our life will help us remember what it was like at this point. And I really believe that the time that we're going through right now is going to be in the history books. Our kids, our grandkids are going to hear about these times, and having things documented as we are is going to be such a gift. So think about the long term of this. If you start documenting your life at different points, you can watch back to these videos. Your grandkids could watch back to these videos and say, hey, that's what this was like in this time. And I think there's something so special of just capturing the moment as it is. So I want to leave you with this encouragement today to just get started. Use what you have. Start simple and get fancy later. And you've got this. So that's my message for you today. These are some basic tips for making great videos and also just building your confidence over time. It's going to take some practice, but that's okay. And you can do this. So I hope that it's encouraged you today. I hope this has given you some ideas and some tips to get started. And I hope that it's a little clearer for you on the entire process. But I do want to encourage you to check out the workshop and go to rusticsongbird.com/video for the in-depth training on the Create Great Videos workshop. But thank you for listening today. Thank you for being here as a listener on the podcast. And if you haven't subscribed already, I want to invite you to subscribe as well, because I'm going to have videos coming out every Monday, every single week for you. And I'm here to serve you. I want to give you encouragement and share stories and interviews with people in the music industry that are doing it. They're literally writing songs, recording it, putting it out there. They're in the trenches, and we're in this together. I love hearing people's stories, and the thing that I love about it is that every single path is different, and that success isn't a cookie cutter thing where it looks the same for everybody. No longer do you have to have a record label that promotes you, and you don't have to spend $100,000 on a big album that ends up being shelved and then you get kicked off the label. Like, there are some crazy stories out there, but I think right now we have the amazing opportunity to be sharing our music with the world on free platforms like social media, like YouTube, like Pinterest. There's so many opportunities, and every single style and genre has a place. And so the sky is the limit. And I believe that we are just getting started with so many people shifting to being online in this season. There's so much space. There is space for you and your music and your message. And I'm going to keep telling you that, keep reminding you, and keep cheering you on the entire way. So just know that it's going to be okay. We're in this together, and that now is the perfect opportunity to be creating. I hope this inspired you today. And as we're signing off, I want to invite you to join the workshop, get into that, and hopefully that'll answer any other questions about going more in depth on making great videos. So Songbirds, I want to encourage you, if you've gotten a lot out of today's episode, I go even deeper in my new workshop, the Create Great Videos Workshop, and I would love for you to join me and get started making regular videos. So to get all the details and to register for the workshop, go to rusticsongbird.com/video. That's rusticsongbird.com/video. Would love for you to be a part of this new workshop, and I know that the world needs to hear your songs, needs to hear your message right now more than ever. So let's get you started, get the tools that you need and the encouragement that you need to not give up. Go to rusticsongbird.com/video for all the details and to register today. Until next time on the Rustic Songbird podcast, I hope that you and your family are safe and well. I will be here every single Monday with new episodes, and I would love to hear what you think of the show. So find me on social media at the Lydia Walker. Let me know what you think and what topics you'd like for us to cover here on the show, and I'll see you in the next one.